We are finally under 2 months away from this wonderful, gorgeous, glorious spectacle of a game that is Spider-Man 2. And along with that, I have been non-stop thinking about and of course, the age-old question that we've been pondering in our minds since he was revealed: will he be playable? Now, of course, I'm not here to answer that question today. I don't have any more information than you do. Although I will say, this scene at the end of the story trailer where the camera is sort of panning around him, I absolutely think that that is about to be a playable section. The camera is going to keep panning until we come to the back of Venom, and then we control him from there. You know what I'm talking about. A lot of PlayStation first-party games do it. You go straight out of a cutscene, and the camera sort of pans around to the third-person view, and then you start playing. I can totally see that happening here, but obviously I have no idea. What I am here to talk about today is if Venom is playable and we get to, say, customize his suits. These are the suits I would love to see. Now, obviously there's a lot that goes into this. Even if Venom is playable, that doesn't mean we're going to get to customize him in any way necessarily. I mean, we get to play as Miles and MJ in the first game, and we didn't get to change them at all. But for the sake of having some damn fun, stick with me. Of course, first we gotta tackle some honorable mentions, starting off with Agent Venom. Now look, okay, I would love to have Agent Venom as an alternate suit, but I just don't think it works with how big Venom is supposed to be. They would have to seriously bulk up Agent Venom if they wanted to give him that same kind of hulking presence that Venom is gonna have. Keeping in that same vein, the next honorable mention is the Spider-Man 3 Venom. I know a lot of people in the Insomniac Spider-Man fan community love everything there is to do with the Raimi movies. I mean, seeing as how a lot of the fans sent death threats to the devs for not adding the Tobey Maguire suit earlier. But with that being said, it's just the same kind of issue that we had with Agent Venom. He's just not as big as Venom is supposed to be in this game. Jumping on over to the list, starting at the very bottom, is Tom Hardy's Venom. Now listen, when we're talking about alternate suits being added to this game, as far as movie suits go, Insomniac has a great history of doing that with all of the Spider-Man suits. I'm sure that this one would be one of the first ones that comes to anyone's mind. But I'm sorry, this Venom design, I really don't hate it. I don't like it though. Like, it's not, I mean, bro looks like he's juiced up on all different kinds of steroids with those white veins just popping out everywhere. It's like they knew they couldn't do anything with the white spider yet because it hasn't come in contact with Spider-Man, and so they tried to do something that made it more visually interesting, but it just... ugh. Now, with that being said, it's not all bad. I love the design of the eyes and the mouth. The head, it looks great. Next up, I got Venom 2099. I actually think this Venom design is very cool and unique. I would say it even makes him look scarier, especially up with his face and head. And with the spider logo sort of just hanging onto him, I'd be interested to see how that works during gameplay, especially considering they already talked about how they're implementing cape physics with something like the Arachnite suit. Seeing that thing sort of rock and sway as Venom jumps around and kills people would be a pretty interesting thing to see. This next one I only hope can work even better because they will hopefully add the Spider-Man counterpart suit as a suit for Peter, the Spectacular Spider-Man Venom. This version has that really big hulking presence that Venom needs for this game. I also really like the chest logo, how the spider legs kind of work in groups of twos rather than 4 separate legs. The only thing I really don't like about this suit too much is just the eyes, but even that is just sort of a nitpick. And I really don't see this happening at all, but huge bonus points if you could somehow put the mouth on his stomach whenever you wanted to. Oh, that would be so sick. The next Venom design I would love to see is the Ultimate Spider-Man one. Not the one from the show, but from the comics. There are multiple reasons I like this one. Everything from the purple tint of the symbiote down to the extra claws and spikes or whatever he has coming out of his body sometimes. But I think the beauty of this suit is that you can do the version with the spider or without the spider. I know we all love the spider chest logo and everything, but something about just having that purple tinge, playing around with it in the Ultimate Spider-Man game was enough for me until you get to the very end and have the spider. Plus, if they added all those spikes on his back and everything like I was talking about before, I think that would be enough for me. And now we enter my top 3 picks, starting off with the 90s Spider-Man cartoon version of Venom. Listen, we know Insomniac loves to do some animated suits every now and then. They did one for Peter, they did one for Miles, and to implement this for Venom would be absolutely stellar to me. I just absolutely love the red and blue tint he has for his coloring. The only drawback I can really see is that even he might be just a little bit too small compared to the Venom that's already in the game, but I don't think that it would be as hard to bulk up this version of Venom as it would be Agent Venom and the Spider-Man 3 Venom. And for number 2, you had to have known that this was going to be on the list, but just classic Venom or like a Todd McFarlane type of design for Venom. Just give me that black and blue tint for the coloring along with just a regular old symbiote spider logo and maybe some green saliva, and oh my god, I might just explode my symbiote juice everywhere. If you gave me all of that, it would be extremely hard to get me to choose to not play with that suit. But number one might get me off of it for a little bit, which of course, if you didn't already guess it, is anti-Venom. Now, before you go down to the comments and start typing angry comments about how this is a different symbiote than the Venom symbiote, trust me, I know that, but let's also consider the fact that in the first game, we played as like 4 different Spider-Men with these different Spider-Man suits. 2099, Spider-Punk, Ben Reilly's Scarlet Spider. I think if we can give all of those suits a pass, we can give this one a pass. I know it's sort of a simple design, just swapping the symbiote spider logo with the actual color of the symbiote, but something about it just works so well to me. Give him the glowing red eyes and mouth, oh my gosh. Speaking of the eyes though, I will say that is somewhat of a drawback to me, how it has this sort of black eyes, but then also these separate individual human-sized eyes that glow. A bit strange, but I'm able to get over it for the most part. But this suit would be amazing to jump around in or fight against, assuming that Venom gets to keep the suit that you put on him. And let me just say again, I have absolutely no idea if we're gonna get to play as Venom or let alone choose his costume. This was simply just sort of a fun what if idea that I wanted to run by you guys. So let me know down below what your list would look like if you got to choose what Venom suits would be in this game, assuming we get to play as him. I hope you guys had or have a great day, and I guess that's it.